The only thing more expensive than buying a house in Northern Michigan is building one. Hi, I'm Gino D'Angelo, a local Northern Michigan real estate agent, helping you make the move to Northern Michigan. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into everything you need to know before building a home. Just yesterday, as Candace and I were driving back from an appointment, we noticed at least 10 new houses being built. Now, we weren't in a downtown area or even an area with a lot of homes. In fact, we were on a rural country road and we noticed so much new construction. So today I thought it would be helpful to make a video educating you on what to expect when you decide to build a home in Northern Michigan. First, let's talk about the reason people build houses in Northern Michigan to begin with. The benefits to building are you get the exact home you want. You can pick the finishes, the color, the style, where it's positioned on the lot, what it faces, what your view will be, amongst other things. You can decide things like having a larger garage, an outdoor kitchen area, or even a pool when you build your own house. One thing I would want if I was building a home in Northern Michigan would be an outdoor living space. The summers, fall, spring, and even the winters are so great to be outside that it would be nice to have a spot in your home to enjoy all 4 seasons. Now, what's the first thing you need to consider when building a home in Northern Michigan? One thing that's a little bit different about building a house versus buying a house from a budget standpoint is you have to break things down in sections. You're gonna spend X amount on the land, X amount on the house, and X amount on the landscaping. It's important to look at all those 3 things together because you're actually gonna have to make 3 separate numbers work together versus just one when you're buying a house. So start with the end in mind. Say, I want my budget to be X amount, and then divide it out for what it's going to cost for the land, what it's going to cost for the house, and what it's going to cost for the upgrades. The part of it that's the most variable is going to be the land. You want to decide how much land you need and what is important for you on a lot. Things like, do you want it to be elevated so you can have a walkout basement? How much space do you need? Do you want an area to raise chickens, as we've had a couple of clients do? What is actually important about the land before you get started designing the home? Because the house cost is going to be fixed. It's going to cost you X dollars per square foot to build a house, regardless of where you choose in Northern Michigan. Now, the land, again, is the big variable. You can buy a lot in one place for 20 grand or in another place for $1 million. So figure out what you want your end budget to be and the size of home you need. Extrapolate that from the bigger number, and that should give you an idea of how much money you have left in your budget for the land and the landscaping upgrades. Once you've determined how much you can spend on the land, give your real estate agent a call and they will walk you through what to look for, what not to look for. Things important when buying a piece of property are make sure you do a perk test that allows you to put a septic in place. It's never happened to me, but I've heard of plenty of people who have bought land because they got a really good price on it, only to find out it didn't perk and they could not put a septic, making the land worthless for building. Also, something that's important is if you choose to buy a piece of property in an HOA, whether it's Bay Harbor, Crooked Tree, or some others that have architectural review committees, you're gonna wanna make sure that those HOAs allow you to build the kind of house you want to build, as well as do the things with your land that you want to do. Now, if you buy in most places, that's not going to be an issue, so just make sure you have your agent check that out. Once you've found the piece of property you want, found the location, and have decided to build, now you're going to want to select a builder. Now, there are great builders in Northern Michigan. There are some very high-end custom builders that charge upwards of $1,000 per square foot to build and will build absolute dream homes. And there's even a few more affordable options that start in the $300 to $400 range that will be less custom, but still a very nice home. Also, while it's not required, I would personally recommend using a local home builder. Now, you're more than welcome to use somebody from out of the area or even out of state, but the local home builders know the township regulations and zoning, and that will make the process a lot easier on you. Most real estate agents have great relationship with builders. That way, if you need a recommendation, make sure to ask me or whoever your real estate agent is to give you their list of preferred builders. Now, let's talk about paying for the home you're about to build. A lot of people are surprised by the process of buying a new construction home, specifically because you don't know exactly what your monthly payment will be until you're extremely close to the house being completed, because typically you can't lock in your interest rate until about 45 days before closing, meaning when you build a house, there's a little bit more of a variability to it than if you were to buy an already existing home. Now, I want to hear from you. If you are building a custom home, what is something you must have? Drop it in the comments section and I'll make sure to reply to all of you. If after watching this video, you'd like to learn more about building a home in Northern Michigan or just moving to Northern Michigan in general, please call me directly at 231-487-6141. And for more videos like this and everything Northern Michigan related, please subscribe to my channel.